Hello everyone, my name is Cole. Welcome back to today's video where we have a nice broken Ferrari. Yes, so basically in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to build the Novitec N-Largo body kit for the Ferrari F8. So as you can see, I've taken it apart because that way I can remember what goes on it, which I'll show you guys in a minute. So basically, you will need the F8 Tributo set and some more parts, which I will show you in a minute. But you can start by taking off basically all the parts of your F8 Tributo set. So take off the entire front end here until you get to about this part. Take off the entire side parts until you get to here, and same on this side. Also around the back, this isn't entirely intact as you can see, but basically you can kind of leave this as is. We'll show you guys how to modify that later in the video. So let's make a quick explanation of what the car actually is. And also, I should point out, I'm doing this different sort of tutorial style video where I'm just like looking at the car here. I know it's not the most interesting video. I think it makes for the most it makes for the best tutorial video. So yeah, that's why we're doing these videos like this, but eventually we'll make some videos on different models, and then you guys can we'll do more interesting looking videos, I suppose. So the Novitec F8 N-Largo, I think that's its full name, is basically based on the F8 Tributo, the Ferrari F8 Tributo, and then basically this company called Novitec in Germany takes it and they give it a wide body kit. They give it a new exhaust system, and they just boost the power on the engine. And originally, my brother had suggested that I build one, modify the set to make it could look like a Novitec version. So that's what he ended up doing. He actually helped with some parts of the build, so go follow him on Instagram. He takes some nice pictures of cars, very nice pictures of cars, as you can see here. So yeah, go support him, and now we will get started with the tutorial. So let's take a look at the parts you need. This is kind of a rough bunch of parts that are on here. Some of these are parts that are ripped off the original set you don't need. Some of these are parts that you will need for the body kit. So let's just lay them out here so you guys can see which ones you need. So here's kind of an overview of the parts you will need. Sorry if this isn't the most dynamic looking parts list, but hopefully it should help. Basically, you just need a bunch of plates, a bunch of curved slopes, a whole bunch of brackets, and a bunch of wedge plates, and you should be good to go. Just gather up as many red ones as you can, and you should be good. A lot of these come from the set anyway, from the parts that you took off the car. Also, you will need two of these turntable little things, which are a little bit difficult to find, so those aren't really replaceable, but if you can find some, those are kind of handy to build this. Yeah, so most of that is kind of what you will need. So there's no direct parts list, because you can typically modify this model to go with whatever parts you have. So I guess we'll move on to the tutorial now. Oh, I should point out, I will have a full parts list at Rebrickable and my website eventually. So yeah, you guys can wait for that. It'll be in the link in the description when it comes out. So we're gonna start here with our chassis of the actual set. There's a couple more parts we have to remove that I have kept on there so you guys can see them. Basically, you're gonna want to remove, okay, it's gonna be a little bit hard to get this off. Basically, we're just gonna remove this whole rear section, like that, and then you get a brick separator right here, and remove this little transparent bit right here, in the center, and then these two slopes on the sides. There we go. So now we also take some parts off the bumper while we're at it. We're gonna take these parts off the sides, these wedge plates, not wedge plates, curved slopes with the wedge plate in the end. So now we can take these and finish up this part. Now this part's actually from the actual set, this kind of slope here. So you can see you got those slopes right there on the sides. And then from there we will get this little wedge plate here. I'll attach it right there so it kind of matches up with that one. Get one more on the other side. Just gonna get a slope piece, put it right in the center there. And the Novitec body kit also includes a new engine cover, which actually just has a hole going to the engine, and then the roof scoop above that sucks the air into it basically, so I guess it cools off the engine faster. So what I've done is I've just put in this 2x2 tile that goes right in the center there, because you can't actually see the engine in the real one because it's so deep in the car. This kind of just represents that, although you could put an engine detail here if you want. Basically, then we will reinstall this part. And then as you can see, we have a tile right in the front here, so we can add this little curved slope on top of that for the roof scoop. Basically, we're gonna if you grab the headlight down here, or tail light down here, you pull up on it, it should, okay, that came off. But if we put that down, the whole thing should come off with a bit of force. Hold on here, this thing's rolling away. Okay, try both sides, and hold on, almost there. There we go. So we're gonna make a couple modifications to this. So first we're going to pull these red brackets off and take the slope part out of them like that. Same with this side. Then we're going to get these black brackets. Hold on while I quickly find them. Right here. Basically the same bracket, just in black. And reinstall the curved slope like that on both of them. Basically, we're going to reinstall them on there. Like that. And then we're going to use a new lighting thing, which I think looks a bit more realistic. So we're going to take this off. There, and take all these lights off. And there goes one right under the desk. Back, and then we're just going to take this part, which is this little, I'm not sure what it's called. It's a round plate, I guess. And then we're just going to put the lights on there. Just got to disconnect them from the parts they're already on, like that. Connect them to there. Put them on the back here, just like that. And do the same thing on this side. Then we're going to put that back on the back of the car. Well, before we do that, actually, we're going to take off these slopes. We're going to just attach 1x1 tiles in their place instead. Here and here. And also, we're going to install 1x1 tiles. Hold on while I find some. Here. On the back to make that different intake design. And also here. And then we're going to take off this bumper assembly, pull down this thing in the center, and that should come off there. Get rid of this red plate here. Put that back on there. We're going to take off these curved slopes, and basically we're going to replace them with this slope with a plate underneath. Attaches right there. Then we can put on this top part again. Taps into place. And then we will attach these parts for the carbon fiber wing. Find the other one, there we go. We use a 1x4 tile in black to complete the wing, like that. And then move out to the side. So basically for the side we need this little wedge plate with a tile on the front. Line that up and connect it right here, like that. Also there's a 1x1 plate that was already here. And then I have this assembly, which is basically a little like assembly, I guess. Basically we have brackets down here. We have 3 1x2 brackets and some tiles up on the top here. And also we will install this assembly while we're at it, which is 2 curved slopes on a 1x4 plate. We'll connect these to that, just like that. And then we will connect them inside here, on the side basically. Kind of move them around a bit to get them in place, and there we go. And then we need this wedge plate with a bracket on the bottom, and that goes right in here, just like that. And that kind of forms a large body kit. Now in real life the body kit does make it wider, but because this is a, well, I don't want to go that crazy with the mods, so we're just gonna keep it like this, and it does look pretty good anyway. So then moving along to this side, we will repeat the same process. The wedge plate, then the curved slope for the door, which we can install by itself here. Then the side skirt. And then this little fender flare, I suppose we'll call it, right back there. And there we go, that's all lined up. Now we have a new rear view mirror design, which basically is using this little faucet piece. And on top of that, we have a 1x1 plate with a hole in it, as you can see right here. And then on top of that, we got a little curved tile, and they all stack up very nicely and connect to the side of the car right there, as you can see. And we got one on the other side, and this is actually based on the new mirrors that come in the body kit, because there's actually a lot of parts to this body kit in real life. Now we'll work on the front. So basically we have this stack of 2 2x4 plates with a one of these, what do you call it, tiles with like studs on it, I suppose. And then under that we'll add a 1x4 plate, a brick with studs on the side, like that. And we'll put 2 1x2 tiles on top. Before we attach that, we need these parts, which are basically 1x6 tiles with the bracket on the end, and on the end of the bracket we have a 1x1 tile, so we'll need 2 of those. And before we attach those, we need 2 of these, which are basically assembly from the set itself. 1x2 plate, bracket, and then 1x1 plate and the curved wedge plate, or slope I suppose. And then that goes right where it did in the original set, right up in the front here. Then these 1x6 tiles, or not tiles, plates, will go right behind those, just like that. And then we can take this assembly and they'll actually attach a bracket onto there, facing upwards like that. and then that goes all the way in the back here and basically kind of forms the dashboard. Push that in place. We have this assembly, basically two 1x4 plates and two curved slopes, and then under that you attach this assembly with one 1x6 plate, two 1x1 plates, and another 1x4 plate on the bottom. And basically this sits on top of that bracket right there. Attach it into place, and as you can see, this will make for a very interesting connection because once it's in, it's sitting somewhere between the plates. You can see there's supposed to be a little gap in there. That will hold this at a level so that way it's all lined up, which you will see in a minute. That's kind of how this whole thing works together, so it's very cool once you got it all working. So after that we have this assembly, which is basically, let's take it apart so you guys can see it. Basically we have a 2x2 tile with two studs. Under that we have a bracket. Then we have 2x2 plate with a 1x2 plate on top. That connects under that. Then we have two 1x2 plates, two brackets, two curved tiles, and a 1x2 tile. And that connects to the bracket on the front of that. And then basically this connects under here. So what we'll have to do is actually remove this part again, because I forgot about this part. Connect them together like that, as you can see. And then they all go on top of the bracket, like that. And then that kind of lines up nicely. So now we'll move on to the part that covers this part up. So basically we have this little assembly here, which is a 1x3 plate, a slope with the headlight sticker, and then this other curved slope. And under that we have this piece, this little turntable kind of like part that turns, I guess, which is basically, you can find like a plate with a turntable in it, which looks like this. Basically, you might find you have some of these parts in your collection, these little turntables, which are very handy. You can just rip this little turntable part out from inside of there, and then you can use that as like a really thin plate, which is what we're going to use for here. Basically, you attach it under there, like that, and then you can attach this curved slope and this curved slope with a wedge at the end, just like that. And you can look at that. And basically, it just connects to this gray plate right there. And we'll make a second one right here. Just like that. And then we will attach this curved slope with the Ferrari logo and put it right in the center. Connect that all together. And then we have, obviously the seats have been taken out on this one, but you can put the seats back in obviously. And then add the windshield, and then you are done, and we will clear out the rest of these parts, which are from the original car. And there we have the Novitec N-Largo body kit on the Ferrari F8 Tributo. I've also added the new Speed Champions larger wheels here because they look a lot better in black. And there it is, and it looks very nice, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully it made sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'm going to make some PDF instructions, digital instructions for it sometime, and those will be at my website and Rubricable at the link in the description below if you'd like to go check that out. And yeah, I suppose that's it for today's video, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.